Starting with news from the UK, UK is now planning to change its mass vaccination policy and is now aiming to administer the first dose to as many people as possible before administering the second dose. The second dose of the vaccine can be taken within 12 weeks. Thus, people would be given the second shot towards the end of this window rather than immediately. Now, the NHS says that the move is aimed at halting the surging death toll in the UK by giving one dose to as many people as possible at the earliest. The decision will apply to the newly approved AstraZeneca vaccine as well as the Pfizer shot, which was rolled out in Britain 3 weeks ago. The first recipients of the latter have just started receiving their booster shots. A UK Health Ministry spokesperson has said that the change in strategy will maximize the benefits of both the vaccines and will also ensure that more at-risk people are able to get meaningful protection. Now, Britain has said that the new strategy still means that everyone will receive a second dose within 12 weeks of the first one. Now, meanwhile, a UK medical advisor who was involved in the approval of the Oxford vaccine said that one dose of the vaccine should be 70% effective after 21 days, even before the second dose is given.
What is impressive about the vaccine studies is that after the first dose, individuals acquire a high level of protection shortly after the dose. Currently in the UK, we know that COVID infection rates are very, very high. The immediate urgency is for rapid and high levels of vaccine uptake. JCVI therefore recommends that delivery of the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine should be prioritized for both the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine and the AstraZeneca vaccine. This will allow the greatest number of eligible people to receive vaccine in the shortest time possible, and that will protect the greatest number of lives. The data shared with us, and I'm not sure is entirely in the public domain, calculated the vaccine efficacy between day 22 of dose 1 to the time of dose 2 being given. And the figure is around 70%. But I don't think I should be revealing any more than that at this point in time, if that's all right.
And now virologist Mikhail Leniel joins us from Jerusalem for more on this. Thank you so much for joining us. My first question to you is, how efficient do you think this approach would prove to be?
So first of all, congratulations for Britain and the world that the other vaccination have been approved. It's a very, very good news for the entire world. So starting with this, one thing that I believe I already told you in previous occasion is that the only things, in my view, that will save the public security is that everything is open for reviewing and for seeing it. So as of now, I personally haven't seen any written document that is indeed behind this claim that 70% is the right number after the first vaccine.
Yes.
It doesn't say that it's not the right answer. I'm just saying that I haven't seen any written document that support this. So saying this,
yes,
I personally, as a scientist, very much inclined of seeing the data before taking the decision. So it could be that in a day or two, this data will be available to everybody, and so my statement will be different. But as of now,
yes,
today, I mean this morning, I haven't seen those data.
Yes.
And in my view, it's very, very, very important to stick to regulation, because everything that was tested is proved. This
yes,
is the reason that we are not about to,
yes,
let's say, vaccinate children. Why is that? Because we haven't seen it. It's not because anyone thinks that it will be bad for children.
Yes.
It just means that we haven't seen it. So that's my point.
Yes, you make a very important point there, and I'm actually going to come to that in just a second. But from what we know, it seems that this approach is to inoculate more people in this given time frame. How do you think this will impact the vaccine administering process in general?
So I think as we all understand by now, I think the success of vaccination in any country is built on three legs. One explanation. I mean, people should not be afraid and should get a very transparent explanation. Second, and maybe more important even, is logistics. Without the right logistics, it will be a failure. Now, I believe in Britain, because they have a very, very good record of being extremely organized, in the sense that I don't think it will be a loss, instead in terms of logistics. But without good logistics, it will all fail. And third, and as important, is the follow-up. If we do not have a very, very tight follow-up, we would never know if this decision or other decision, for that matter, will be the right one. In this case, I must say that Israel, as an example, is a very, very good example, because we have a system of following up on each and every person in the country. So every, side effect or every things that will be, I hope there won't be, but if there will be any case, it will be monitored. Those three legs are as important.
Yes.
And you cannot just rely on one of them.
Yes, and now coming back to the point that you made earlier, and we mentioned this before as well, it has been said that the first dose of the vaccine should be 70% effective after 21 days, even before the second dose is given, which is what you were talking about earlier.
Right.
Just for more clarity on this, how do you assess these claims, and do you think a change of approach based on this is okay to go forward with?
So first of all, I think as we just heard this morning, the scale of infection in Britain and in other places in Europe, and probably in other places, is enormous. It gets to numbers that we haven't heard before. So yes, the emergency is clear. Now, I personally believe that the decision of changing the protocol that have been approved is a very, I would say, worrisome, to be, modest in what I'm saying. It's not because it's not important, and it's not because the 70% is unproved. I just want to make sure, for example, ahead of time, that there will be enough vaccination for the second shot, even if we delay it for a month or two. I mean, how sure are we that there is a reserve in for example, let's say in a bad situation, which I hope, and I'm sure I'm just making it up. Let's say there is a contamination in the company, in the production.
Yes.
It will, this is something that I believe we have to make sure that everybody that got first shot will have a reserve somewhere for the second one.
All right.
And I haven't seen it.
All right. Absolutely. Professor Michal, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. We will continue to track this closely. Thank you.